Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Today I'm talking about your level of acceptance determines your level of success. And this is episode 204. Welcome to the main event.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Your level of acceptance determines your level of success. It seems very popular at the moment that admirable traits are those of people who are laid back and easygoing and chilled out, and that the likes of ambition is a vilified trait and it's linked to ego or greed. So somebody who's ambitious, you know, their ego is out of control and they think they're above everybody else, and somebody who's ambitious is greedy because they just want to amass material possessions and wealth for themselves. Whereas a long time ago, maybe decades ago, ambition was an admirable trait in people, and laid back and easygoing or chilled out wasn't necessarily right up there, which it seems to be now in people when they're looking for friends or when they're looking for even business partners and where they're looking for their love interests. They seem to want people who are laid back, easygoing and chilled out. The only thing I would ask you is that anyone you think of who is highly successful, even maybe not highly, lowly successful, middling successful, are they chilled out? Are they easygoing? Are they laid back? Maybe they just have the appearance of it. Maybe they're good at acting it out, but are they really? So yes people who are yes people to others and people who are people pleaser, you know, it's easy for us to be attracted to non-threatening people. So they can seem like they're friendly, they can be more likable, but if you accept things the way they are, if you're an accepting person, it is absolutely going to inhibit the level of success that you can achieve. So it's you've kind of got two choices. You can be laid back and easygoing and chilled out and attempt to have a lot of friends and be a people pleaser and be non-threatening so that you're attractive, not just, you know, on a sexual level, but that you're attractive to many people who want to be your friend or want to be your partner or want to be your lover. I mean, absolutely, sounds great. You can go with that if you want, or you can get more success in your life and you can be more successful. You can be a pioneer as well, which we'll get to in a second. So first of all, I just want to let you know that entrepreneurs are not trying to make friends. They certainly want friends. Who doesn't want friends? But it's not their main objective. They are trying to dominate their market. So more than likely, the opposite of making friends is going to happen. When you're going to dominate your market or attempt to dominate your field or your subject matter, it's obvious that you're going to ruffle some feathers. So while it would be great to be making friends and meet like-minded people, you're also going to weed out the ones that you don't need as friends. So the objective of fighter, by the way, isn't to make a new friend or to accept that their opponents attempt to assert their dominance over them. So obviously a fighter isn't out there to try to make friends. So that's the background that I come from. You need friends in your training environment. Your training partners are your friends, your coaches are your friends, but your opponents, certainly while you're competing against them and fighting against them, it's very hard if you're trying to be friends with them. I would say that if that's your frame of mind, it's severely going to hold you back from doing what you have to do in order to win, and to stop them from doing what they're going to try to do in order to win. So new inventions, products and services are made when people stop trying to be normal and they stop just accepting things for the way they are. Lateral and outside the box thinking. I know that's corporate cheesy terminology, but lateral thinkers, people who don't just go along with the normal kind of thought and the way things are. So we're talking about disruptive people. Disruptive entrepreneurs have a better chance of, you know, doing something totally different and becoming successful as a result. Trying to copy everybody else is a harder route to success. So thinking, why is it like that? How can I improve it? What problems can you solve? Many people have become very successful by doing what others simply said you couldn't do or you shouldn't do. A lot of people have made money from in areas and become very successful in areas that people said, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And in fact, they've leaned into the things, and they've probably created a whole company concept and a whole business plan based around what everybody in the industry thought that you shouldn't be doing. So conformity is important to prevent like a complete breakdown of society, but many rules and ways of doing things are, that are just wrong. And when you crack them, people will wonder why it wasn't done like that, the way you've just done it, why it wasn't done like that before. So I'm not saying, just don't absolutely accept everything. I'm just saying in the areas that will prevent you from attaining more success in your life, you don't have to conform in those areas. So I think about the story that is often used, and I think about often, is the 4-minute mile. Roger Bannister back in 1954 was the first person ever to beat a 4-minute mile, a sub 4-minute mile. And nobody believed it could be done at the time. Nobody believed it. And then as soon as he did achieve that feat, and remember, it was back in 1954, where they wouldn't have had the same technology, they certainly didn't have the same running shoes or the same training strategies. So back in 1954, after he had achieved his goal, many other people went on and achieved the same goal and even bested it. And that was only when they realized that it could be done. So how you view the way things should be and could be will affect your future. So be a visionary in your industry. Do embrace change. You can't be afraid of change if you want to strive for more. So look for problems and needs that others have and come up with solutions. Don't just accept the way things are. The expression, it is what it is. It isn't. So you must be different and think differently to the masses if you want to escape mediocrity. And yes, I am reading off my notes here as well as ad-libbing, because my train of thought would just go in a complete tangent if I didn't. So yeah, you must be different and think differently to the masses if you want to escape mediocrity. That's why ambitious people may not be as likable as chilled out, easygoing, down-to-earth, laid-back people. So it's easier for others to like you when you know your station and you don't attempt to arise above it. And that's very important. So I'll read that again. It's easier for others to like you when you know your station and you don't attempt to rise above it. So obviously, I'm not saying don't have friends. Just that it shouldn't be your main goal, or you won't get much done. You can't, the other expression, you can't break an omelette without, you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. In other words, you will piss off some people just by trying to strive, as they'll feel either threatened or jealous. And that can actually be a sign that you're doing well. So if you want an easier in life, embrace acceptance. But if you want a more exciting life while striving for more success, you simply cannot settle. The comfort zone is for those that have stopped. The most successful business people are non-conformist, trailblazing pioneers. Make sure you go back and listen to that episode 159. And that mindset isn't just for elites, by the way. You might be there thinking, oh, that mindset is just for people who are the 1%ers. You can be all of those things too in your field, should you choose. So now that I've said all that, a word of warning, there's no need to go against the grain on absolutely everything just for the sake of being a non-conformist, as that is an unnecessarily hard life. So choose the battles that are important to you. We all have to be sheeple at certain times and in certain areas. And you'll choose to be and you'll happy to be in certain areas. So choose your moments, choose your area of expertise, and then act or strike when nobody is expecting it. In fact, the more you conform in your everyday life and your everyday decisions, the more surprising it will be when you choose to go in a completely different direction. And that can give you a massive opportunity in business, and it can give you a serious head start. So I hope I've given you something to think about. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.